So, good afternoon, everyone. Today's topic will be first, welcome you all in this series of Geography Weekly, and today we will cover the most. This week current affair will be in two parts. Today, I will cover the part one, and in part one, I will discuss mainly these important topics. So, I will discuss the Kerala. Kerala was in news. First, it was in election. So I will make different slide on the Kerala as a whole. Today, I will look into the localized version of geography related to the news that I will be covering for the last week. Okay. So Kerala has dedicated a Department of Senior Citizen Welfare. Okay. And and again in Kerala, UDF government also stopped the project of the special road that was going from north to south. Okay, so next is I will discuss the Padma Awardee related to the geography. I mean, there were more than 130 Padma Award that was actually given by Honorable President, and I will discuss important two or three Padma Awardee that is related to the geography. I mean, their main focus of the work is related to either to agriculture or related to the environment and the geography of the region. Okay. Third, I will discuss this the Straco Carcasses crisis on Jaisalmer road in Rajasthan. So this news was also a minor news, in fact, but the problem with this is the sheer ignorance shown by the local people who was given the responsibility to actually dispose the dead cow, and what he failed to do so. So there was a lot of bad smell, and it was in news. So I will discuss the Jaisalmer area and the area around the western Rajasthan. Then the Gulmarg technical snag that happened. There was a ropeway, and the ropeway was stopped due to some technical glitch. And I will discuss the Gulmarg area as well. So sometimes question can be asked, or a part of some question can be asked related to a small event that is going throughout the region. So see, this is the May going on. Okay, by the time we will reach up to the March, this area means Kashmir region will be discussed many times. So it will be a continuous revision through these lecture series. So that's why I want you all to keep looking and keep watching these videos regularly and make a small notes. Okay, you don't need to actually memorize things. Okay, you just go through the lecture, you make a point, you just draw notes and make a notes, and then by the end of the year, when I will be making the revision current affair revision geography, then you can very easily correlate with the actual content. Okay, and that will be the revision as well. Okay, so that's why little bit localized geography that I will be looking at through these videos, and there will be a revision of news as well. So I will be coming back to the region again and again. Okay, so there are so many topics. I will try to cover 5 or 6 topics in this part one, and then I will move on to the next topic. Okay, so let's start with Kerala issue. Okay, so what was happening in Kerala? There is a regime change. Okay, so government change, and the UDF government came, and they have just issued a government order to set up India's first dedicated Department of Elderly. Okay, so what is Department of Elderly? Actually, India's as we all know, the age of India is around 29.4, around 29. Okay, it is below 30, but certain regions which have been developed, which have been considered as a developed region, they have already average is going around 34, 35, and soon there will be a large amount of elderly that will be needing special social assistance from the government. So keeping this thing in mind, Kerala government has formed a department of elderly. Okay, for what? So that the welfare and the protection of rights and the psychological and social needs can be catered. Okay, we must know that 70% of Kerala's elderly face the chronic health conditions. Okay, and the working age migration has left many isolated, accelerating a rapid feminization of aging. Okay, so what is feminization of aging? It means more and more male worker that are in between the age of 18 to 59, they have migrated from Kerala. So what Kerala is left with, the more feminine that are also dependent, and also the elderly people, they are already dependent population. So the segment of dependent population, be it in the working age in the form of stayed back female person, and or in the form of the normal 60 plus year people, they are creating a large chunk of population right now. So to cater the demand of these people, government of Kerala has established the Department of Elderly. Next duty of government is scrap the K-Rail project. Okay, what is K-Rail project? It is a proposed 530 km semi-high speed rail corridor. Okay, designed to connect Kasargod to Thiruvananthapuram. Okay, so Kasargod is highest point, and the Thiruvananthapuram is the southmost district. So to connect this was actually a pet project of the earlier LDF government. Okay, so it was actually budgeted at the 64,000 crore initially, but with the delay and with the inflation, the cost is now around 1.2.5 lakh crore. And also there was a lot of opposition in terms of that this rail project will actually disturb the already stabilized the irrigation area or the agriculture area, or the local inhabitant, they won't get any little geography of Kerala is very narrow. Okay, so if you are they have very small space left with the people to go for. If you are rehabilitating the population, you hardly get the place nearby the area. Okay, so displacement of families another issue, and the ecological damage is already there. So that's why UDF government scraps the Kerala project. Okay, so now let's look at the small revision of the Kerala geography. So primary river is Periyar river. Primary river is Periyar river. Okay, it is actually in the central Kerala. The Bharat Pujuraha river, it is the second longest river, and the Pamba river. Okay, then we have the mountain system, Andamodi peak. It is the highest peak. There is in the southern part we have the Mahendragiri peak as well. Okay, the Cardamom hills are there, and Agasthamalai biosphere reserve are there. Okay, just know the name so that in case you have the match the following type of question, you easily connect them. So Annamudai Peak, Cardamom Hills, Agasthamalai Biosphere Reserve. Then we have protected areas, Silent Valley National Park, Periyar Tiger Reserve, Ervakulam National Park. So we have this Ervakulam National Park, Silent Valley National Park. It's in Kerala. Agasthamalai Biosphere Reserve, Periyar Tiger Reserve, again in Kerala. Major engineering project, Idukki Arc Dam, Hydroelectric Hub, and the historic Mular Periyar Dam. Actually, I will discuss this in detail. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, so these are the important rivers that you need to know from north to south. So here we have the Periyar river. Okay, here we have the Periyar river. It emerges from here. Okay, it goes to the north direction, then it will go into the northwest direction, and it will go like this. This is the Bemina Lake. Okay. Okay, then we have this Balapattanam river, Chaliyar river, Kadalundi river. Okay, in Chaliyar river it is famous for the gold dust. But people find the gold dust here. Okay, it is famous for dust. Okay, then we have this Bharat Puja river. It is also known as Nil river. Okay, this segment is major agriculture region of Kerala. Okay, then we have this Chalakudi river. Okay, here we have Athrapalli. Here we have the waterfall, Athrapalli waterfall. Okay, now then we have this Periyar and Pamba river. Periyar river is famous for the Idukki Dam, here somewhere. Okay, then we have the Pamba river. Pamba river, why we famous? It is for the Sabrimala pilgrim. Okay, Sabrimala pilgrim is almost parallel to the route of the Pamba river. Then we have this Achin Kovil river. It met with the Pamba river. Then we have the Kalada river. This Kalada river is famous for the backwaters. Okay, and the boat race, kayakings. Then we have the Nayar river. This Nayar river, this is the Agastha Malai, a mountain range. Somewhere here we have the Mahendagiri peak, and from here the Nayar river comes out. Okay, so this is about the major rivers of the Kerala. Okay, just know the important river. See, gold dust is found in Chaliyar river. Then we have this Bharat Puja river. This is known as the Nil river, and Nil river of Kerala, and it is in the major agriculture region of Kerala. Then we have this Periyar river. Periyar river is for the hydroelectric hub, and here we have the industrial region around it. Okay, Periyar river, and starting from here we have this Mulur Periyar Dam. Earlier it was known as the Periyar Dam, but there was a small tributary, Poliyar. So when the two rivers made confluence each other, downstream to that we have the Mullar Periyar Dam. Then we have the Kalada river. Kalada river is famous for the backwaters. Then in the Agastha Malai mountain range we have the Nayar river. Okay, so this is about the major rivers. Okay, and I am only discussing the rivers towards west flowing rivers. Okay, so sometimes question can also be asked, which of the following are the west flowing rivers? And two rivers they will give the in the direction Narmada and Tapi, and two they will take the these rivers. Okay, so you must know that most of the rivers in the Kerala are west flowing rivers. Okay, there are rivers Kavani and others. I will tell you, they will move towards eastern region as well. Okay, now here we have the Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary. This is the Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay, then here we have the Parambukulam Tiger Reserve here. Okay, here we have Annamudai Peak, this region. Okay, here we have Thiruvananthapuram, and here we have Nagarkoil. Which place? Nagarkoil, another industrial region. Okay, so this is about so here we have Karnataka, we have Tamil Nadu. Okay, then here this is the Silent Valley National Park. Okay, so if we north to south, if we look at we have the Brahmagiri Hills. Here we have the Nilgiri Hills. Here we have the Agastyamalai Range, and this is Silent Valley National Park. Then we have the Parambukulam Tiger Reserve. Then we have Periyar Tiger Reserve. This is Periyar Lake. Okay, this is Vemnad Lake. Okay, and this is Nilgiri Hills, and Nilgiri Annamalai Hills. Okay, so if they ask the north to south hills, then we must know Brahmagiri. Then we have this Nilgiri or Annamalai. Here we have Cardamom, and then down south we have the Agastyamalai. Okay, so this is how the location of important ranges. Now focus at the Periyar River. Why I am focusing at the Periyar River? Because it is mostly dam safety. When the topic is about dam safety. Okay, so two important dams always comes in the mind. The Morbi Dam in the Gujarat. Morbi Dam in Gujarat, that was swept away during the flood, and due to this dam that was being swept away by the its reserve, the question was asked by the Kerala in the court that the safety standards of the Periyar River Dam is also very low. So Supreme Court with its time to time orders ordered Tamil Nadu government to just strengthen the dam by supporting it from the backside. Okay, so this was the case in 2018 flood, 2020 Kerala flood. I think you can check. There was a severe stress among the people living there that it might happen that the dam can collapse. But for the good God, anything was not happened. Anything bad was not happened. Okay, so Periyar River. Let's check about the Periyar River. The Periyar River is the longest river in the Kerala. Okay, it is known as the lifeline of the Kerala. It original is the Shivagiri Hills of Western Ghats range. Okay, which range? Shivagiri Hills. Shivagiri Hills. Okay, sometimes they write as Shivagiri. Okay, Shivagiri. So either they will name the Shivagiri or they can name the specific peak from where the river will flow down. So that peak is Chokampatti. Mala means range. So Chokampatti range. Okay. So in the Shivagiri hills in the Chokampatti Mala range. Okay. So this is from here the river is originated. Okay. And it goes into the northward direction. Then it will take turn towards the western direction, northwest, and then it will discharge itself in the Arabian Sea near Cochin. Okay. Okay. So this is the flow line. So first it is starting at originates Shivagiri Hills. Okay. Then we have Mulyar Dam. Here we have the for 53 kilometers, just after 53 kilometers, we have the Mulla Periyar Dam. Okay. So this is the dam here. Then it will go for the another 100 kilometers, around 100 kilometers, and then around 120 kilometers we have the Idukki Dam. Which dam? Idukki Dam. Okay. So remember, Mulla Periyar Dam is completely in the Kerala, but it is owned by the Tamil Nadu. Okay. So earlier when it was being made around 1880, 1890, there was a treaty between Presidency of Madras and Travancore Kingdom in Kerala, and all the operations and the maintenance was given to the Tamil Nadu. Okay, so now this is Idukki Dam. And that's why Kerala is again and again trying that make another new dam in the downstream, and Tamil Nadu is not agreeing to it, because when the new dam will be made, all the rights and the ownership will be transferred to Kerala, because the whole basin, whole the river basin comes under the Kerala geography. Okay. Then here we have the small range, small. This is the barrage. This is also important. Bhuthanketu. Bhuthanketu barrage. Okay, this is also important. And then we have this here at Arabian Sea, it will discharge itself. So it is around, if we can say, around 300 kilometers lengthy river. Okay, important thing is the three dams are important. This Idukki Dam is double arc dam. It will look like this. Okay, this is Mulyapura Dam, is totally earthen dam. Okay. Now this is the region, and this is the Periyar river basin, and we must look around the important bird sanctuary, important wildlife sanctuary and other protected areas around, in and around the Periyar river zone. So this is the Periyar National Park here. This is the Periyar National Park here. Okay, and this is, see where you can find this shadow region, the cross. This is the protected area. This is protected area. Okay, this is protected area. Okay, this is protected area. This is Thattakedu Bird Sanctuary. Here we have the bird sanctuary. We have the butterfly garden. Here we have Ervakulam National Park. Here we have Neelkunjari bloom. What is Neelkunjari? That's on the these are the kind of flower of blue or purple color, and it blossoms in every 12 years. On the basis of these things, the whole region is known as Nilgiri region. Here we have Anamundi Sola National Park. Okay. Here we have Elephant Park, Carmelagiri, Elephant Park. So we have Elephant Park, we have Butterfly Garden, we have the Bird Sanctuary, we have Floral Protection Area, this Neelkunjari bloom, we have Cardamom Hills, we have Periyar National Park. Okay. So this is the region around Periyar River basin. Okay. So remember, Erviculam is just on the boundary of the river basin of Periyar. Next is Periyar Dam. So this was the dam. It was constructed from limestone. It was constructed from limestone and surkhi. What is surkhi? Surkhi is burnt brick powder, okay, and a mixture of sugar and calcium oxide. So it is a kind of cement to plug the gap in the traditional stones. So they use the traditional local stone and then use the limestone and the surkhi to make the bridge. Okay. So this was the original. Okay. So this was the lime. So here this is the lime and surkhi concrete ratio. So this is the support that they have given. So Tamil Nadu government has given this support. Okay. So this is the reservoir. Okay. So they have supported like this. Okay. So that it doesn't toppled. Okay. So now the question is, now the main point is this 136 feet line. This line is what Kerala is saying. Okay, Kerala is saying keep the water level at this point, around 136 feet. What Tamil Nadu is saying 142 feet. So only issue is around 600, yes, around of 6 feet in the height. Okay. And Supreme Court allowed it to have the 142 feet to the Tamil Nadu. Okay. With the condition that you support this dam. Okay. So they have supported this with the RCC. Earlier it was made of the lime surki concrete. Okay. So empowered committee headed by the Chief Justice of India, former Chief Justice of India A.S. Anand, said that dam is structurally and hydrologically safe, and Tamil Nadu can raise the water level from 136 to 142 feet after carrying out repairs. Okay. So this was the issue. But again, problem is cited that even if the earthquake at the Richter scale of 6 to 6.5 came, okay, this dam can collapse. Okay, so they are doubting this, and there is also a chance of the earthquake due to load of dam itself. Okay, so this can also happen, like in the case of Latur earthquake. In the Latur earthquake in 1993, there was a intraplate. Intraplate means the epicenter of the earthquake was not around the boundary of the plate, was not on the plate margin, but inside, well inside the single plate. So and that was due to the Latur dam weight, and same can happen with the Periyar Dam. Okay, so if we keep on increasing the water level, okay, so the weight can collapse this rock, and if this rock is cracked, there will be a earthquake, and due to this, the whole structure can collapse, and there will be a whole region. See, in the case of Morbi Dam, it was said around 15 to 16,000 people lost their lives because they don't get the chance to run away. Okay. So all these issue, Latur Dam, Morbi Dam, Periyar Dam. Okay. So these all, and the Uttarakhand. In Uttarakhand, in the recent glacier, there was a dam. You check, there was a dam. I'm not able to recall the name. That was also swept away. Very small dam near the near Uttarkasi. It was swept away. Okay. So remember these case study that can help in your mains answer. Okay. Next is Padma Award. So there was very recently president. Actually, it was announced very late in the not 26th of January but it was given very recently in the last week. Okay, so Honorable Draupadi, our president, presented the civilian honors at the first civil investiture ceremony for 2026 held inside the Rashtrapati Bhavan, and what they gave the 131 Padam Awardee. Okay, so we have this 5 Padam Vibhushan, 13 Padam Bhushan, and 130 Padam Shri. Okay, so let's go by this very respectful and very honorable lady, Srimati Devaki Ammaji. Okay, who is this lady? Srimati Devaki Ammaji. Okay, so she was residing in this region where the Alpuja district. Okay, so here this is the region, Alpuja region. She resided and she tried to replicate the Mayawaki forest. She might not know what is Mayawaki forest, but the way she has actually turned the whole arid region into the very dense forest. It was also a case study related to the Mayawaki forest that is now more famous. Okay, so it is this Alappuzha district is already the sand soil, loamy sand soil. Okay, very low capacity of holding water. Okay, highly acidic, and due to this, it is very tough to grow any plantation. But she, with sheer hard work and consistency, she was successful in growing the whole forest area. So now, what is this about the soil? So this sandy loamy soil is known as the Ona Onatu. This soil of the region is known as the Onatu Kara soil. Okay, remember the name. Okay, that's why this is important, because there was a oil seed with the same name. Okay, got the GI tag around 2023-2024. So it can be asked now. See, in 2026, that is how I was able to actually find that 14 question from the only one revision video. Okay, this is how they make the MCQ. See, this is the question of current affairs, but if a geography professor was reading this, he will go to the geography behind the news. So he will go to the why she get the Padam award. She will now go to the region of, okay, Tapovan. She has developed the Tapovan. What was so special? So he or she, the geography professor, will look into the soil properties, and then when he will go to the soil properties, he will connect the three dots, like the soil properties of the region, the GI tag of the region, and also the geography and the area of the region. So it can make he can make a MCQ out of these information that is hidden behind this normal Padma Awardee news. Okay, so that's why we need to look at every news with the perspective of the subject that we are targeting. Okay, so if we are targeting this news, we are targeting the geography of the news. Okay, so what we knew that this Alpuja region. Okay, we now got to know the Onatukara soil. Why? This is porous loamy sand soil. It is strongly acidic. Okay, with a very low water holding capacity and low organic carbon. Then we have it has the high residual levels of phosphorus. It frequently lacks essential elements like calcium, magnesium, boron and zinc. Okay, so it has the lacking of some micronutrients and some macronutrients as well. So the soil needs the treatment, but not the one-time treatment. Because the water holding capacity is very low. So whatever the input you feed to the soil, you will feed it into the solution. So if the water holding capacity is very low, all the solution will be leached down. So you have to go it into the slow amount and again, so as to maintain the fertility of the soil. And that's why it needs the consistent hard work to grow anything on that. And she just did that. Now, what were the challenges of cultivation? So it was a soil acidity. Okay, regular liming is required. Okay, to neutralize the pH for optimal growth. Okay, now nutrient leaching. The sandy texture means potassium and nitrogen fertilizers leach quickly. Okay, because the water holding capacity was low, all the solution of the fertilizer will go down. Okay, applying these nutrients in split doses means slow. Okay, is recommended. Now the organic matter, constant replenishment of farmyard manure. What is farmyard manure? Means whatever you get when you clean any kacha road, you get the debris and it debris you get the soil, upper part, upper crustal soil, then you will have the leaves, okay, then you will have the excreta of cow and animals, and you collect them and you feed it back to the soil. That this is the farmyard manure, or compost is strictly necessary to boost biological activity and moisture retention. Okay, then why this soil is important? Because whole area is known for the cultivation of Onnatukara sesame. This is a oil seed, okay, and it has recently got the GI tag. Sesame is mainly grown as a summer crop after 2 crops of paddy. So it is actually a third crop, and actually it doesn't need the extra irrigation need. It just use the residual moisture that was left after the harvesting of 2 paddy crops, okay, and farmers cultivate the traditional Ayali variety, okay. So this is important. They can ask this as well. Ayali is rated to what? So they can give you the example. Ayali is the late Kharif region in the coconut garden as an intercrop. The farmers of Alpuja or Kerala grow a crop which has recently got the GI tag, and it has the traditional name is Ayali. Ayali related to which crop? So they will give you the example. Okay, so generally the people will they may get confused between the coconut and the paddy and between the sesame. Okay, but this is what you need to learn and the memorize. Okay, now the second Padma Awardee. Why I put this Padma Awardee along with that news? Because when this Onna Kattura sesame Onnatukara sesame got the GI tag, along with it one more important cultural and the medicinal thing also got the GI along with it, and the person who was behind the conservation of that thing also got the Padma Shri in 2026. So the GI tag साथ में मिले, and the person behind them also got the Padam Shri together. That's why these two are to be taught in tandem. Okay, so he is right now the director of National Institute of Sova Rigpa. So what is Sova Rigpa? Dr. Padma Gurmat. His name is Dr. Padma Gurmat. He was known for the conservation of Soma Rigpa. Soma Rigpa. It is actually a medicinal practice. Traditional. It is a natural, medicinal, and traditional healing method of ancient Indo-Tibeto culture. Okay, so why it was in news? Because the person who actually worked hard to conserve this and provided the proof in the UNESCO that no, this Sova Rigpa culture is actually essentially belongs to India, was Dr. Padma Gurmat. Because China has already claimed for the intangible cultural heritage rights to the UNESCO much before the India, and India was caught sleep. Okay, but this person do all the research work and provided papers. Okay, so now the matter is with the UNESCO, and it is under discussion. Okay. Now, so this I have already told you. Okay. Now, what question can be asked about this also? The National Institute of Sowa Rigpa, where it is? It is in the Leh district. Okay. It comes under Ministry of Ayush. Okay. And then the term Sowa Rigpa is derived from the Bhoti language. Which language? Bhoti language. Bhoti language, which means knowledge of healing. Okay. So what are the three key terms that we need to remember? First, what is Sowa Rigpa? It is a method of healing. It means literally in Bhoti language. Second term that we need to know is knowledge of healing. Third, the person who was responsible and currently the director of National Institute of Sowa Rigpa in Rehe. Okay. He has got the Padam Shri, Mr. Dr. Padma Gurmat. Okay. Now, he has also established the Harbour Garden near Leh as well. Okay. And trans-Himalayan species of plants, they are being planted and conserved in that Harbour Garden. That you also need to remember. Now, this is the Leh district, little bit about the geography. So, this is the Tasangpo Lake. Okay. Here we have the Siok River, Nubra River. Here, this is Indus River. Okay. This is Jaskar River somewhere here. Okay. This is Jaskar River. So this is in Indus. This is Siok. Okay. And this is Leh. Okay. Somewhere here, this is Kargil. This is Siro River. And it will meet into the Singo River. So this was also in news. Why it was in news? Because this is the boundary. Okay. This is Kargil. This is Siro River. This is Singo River. So what was happening? If someone just dropped here in this river, her or his body will swept away into the Pakistan, POK. Okay. And there was no channel to bring that back. Okay. So the local people have claimed that there should be some bridge or there should be some some mechanism of transferring the bodies of dead person back to India. So this was also important. Okay. So this was the Kargil. So Kargil is near the Siro River. That you also need to remember. Okay. Somewhere around here is in the deep down we have this Dras River as well. Okay. So this is all around the Leh district. Okay. So Leh district, here we have the Kargil district. Then another Padam Shri that we need to discuss. He is also honored by the Padam Shri. His name is Sri Techi Govind. What is his name is? Techi Govind. Okay. He was an architect by profession. Okay. But he was also one of the person who actually fought very hard against the Christian conversion of Arunachal people. Okay. And he just decided that people must have some organized kind of actual animistic religion of the Arunachal Pradesh. So he was actually, this person was given the Padam Shri for his preserving his indigenous Doni Polo faith. What is the name of the faith? Organized DONI Doni Polo faith. Okay. So if you people have ever gone to the Arunachal Pradesh in recent years, there was a new airport in near Itanagar. It was named after this only. So new airport of Arunachal Pradesh is Doni Polo, and Doni Polo faith is the actual, has, with the help of such kind of people, they have turned it into the well organized religion. Okay, in the form of some animistic a way of learning. Okay, a way of faith. Okay, so previously, now this why this is important for the Nisi, little bit talk about the Nisi people. Now Nisi people are a dominant ethnic group in Arunachal Pradesh in northeastern India. They speak the Tani language known as the Nishi language. Okay, so what we need to remember, the keyword, the Tani language, the Doni Polo faith, okay, and the, okay, not in this side, in the next slide. Okay, what are the important ranges? Dafla, Misri, that you need to remember about the Arunachal Pradesh region. Okay. Now, what is Doni Polo faith? It is an animistic and a Semitic faith, kind of faith. Okay. What is the name of what is the meaning of Doni Polo? So Doni is actually a mother son. Remember, generally just son is called as the father in most of the cases, but in this case they have chosen son as the mother, and Polo is for the father son, father moon. These are the important deities. This is the religious flag of Doni Polo faith. So we can see the sun and background is white representing moon. Okay. India Airport Authority, this is the new airport name, and it is for the evolution of Doni Polo from loose animist practices into an organized faith represent a calculated cultural revival to protect indigenous roots from proselytization means the conversion in absence of the option. When people don't have the option, people don't have something to hold upon, okay, they will look at the alternatives. Okay. Now this is the Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. Now map of Arunachal Pradesh. So little bit revise, little bit. So this is here somewhere we have the Itanagar and the Naharlogan. Okay, so we have the Naharlogan actually as a station, railway station, and then we will go to the, in the upper side we have the Itanagar. Okay, so this is here. Then we have here we have Tawang. Okay, here we have Kamang district, this area, and it is divided into two parts, West Kamang and the East Kamang. Similarly, we have here the Subansiri district. Now Subansiri district is divided into Upper Subansiri and the Lower Subansiri. So this is the Subansiri district. We have the Upper Subansiri and we have the Lower Subansiri. Okay. Then we have the Siang district. This is the West Siang. This is the East Sano. Okay. Then we have here we have the Lohit district. This is the whole Brahmaputra river. Okay. This is Assam. Okay. Now we have here the Tirap district. Okay. So small river. This is the Siang river. Okay. This is the Barak river. This is here Brahmaputra river. Okay, so that we need to remember. This is the Dibang Valley. Okay, and this is the lesser Himalayas here. So remember this. When some important news will come, I will discuss the Arunachal Pradesh region in a whole. Okay. Now for that matter, keep knowing that the important point is here. This is the Itanagar region is here. Okay, and the district name and important river and the locations. Now the next news is rotting cow carcass dumped at the Jaisalmer road. So what was happening? A massive controversy erupted in Jaisalmer, Rajasthan after more than 300 decomposed stray cow carcasses were found abandoned out in open, and that too in such a hot summer at a municipal dumping ground. Okay, so they just throw them. They just kept throwing, and they didn't. They have not. They had not ensured that they are properly buried. Okay, and how people got to know? With the bad smell. Okay, now what was the carcass accumulated over several weeks due to a disposal contractor's failure to bury them appropriately, combined with the extreme heat peaks hitting around 40-46 degree. It triggered a intense biochemical rotting, toxic odors, and several biological safety threats. Okay, so this is the news. What we will look at the geography of the news. Okay, so let's go to the geography of the news. So this is where we have the Jaisalmer. Okay, now this is the Pokhran, this is Fatehgarh, and this is the region of Western Rajasthan. Okay, here we have the Indira Gandhi Canal going like this. This is the Indira Gandhi Canal. ओके, कहाँ से निकलती है इंदिरा गांधी कैनाल? हरीके डैम. दिस इज हरीके डैम इन पंजाब. हियर वी हैव द ब्यास, हियर वी हैव सतलज. ओके, now here we have the Thar desert. Okay, now what are the problems here that we need to understand? We have the rainfall is very low. Okay, evaporation is very high. Okay, and due to this we have accelerated decay, accelerated organic decay. Okay, and the disease vector amplification. Okay, now soil profile is desert, or you can simply say arid soil. Okay, and it has the high permeability and the low organic moisture retention, and these okay, now nearby hydroecological mapping, what is there? So we have the Luni river basin on the eastern side of the Jaisalmer. Okay, it is another seasonal river. Okay, now Jaisalmer is around the very small river that is known as Kakani river, and it is ephemeral river. What is ephemeral river? It is very seasonal river, sometimes around in monsoon region, or some it is flowing, otherwise it is almost a dead river flow, and it is the smallest river of the Rajasthan, around 15 to 25 kilometer of river bed. Okay, Kakri River. Okay, now we have mountains in the region, some part of the Aravalli, and then we have the Desert National Park. Okay, where we found the Great Indian Bustard Hare, and also this is the important. This can come in the newspaper in next year paper. Akal Wood Fossil Park. Okay, this is important that we need to study. Okay, so in the Gandhi Canal I have already told you. Okay, now what is Akal Wood Fossil Park? It is in the Jaisalmer district. Where it is? In the Jaisalmer district. Okay, in the Thar Desert. It is designated as the National Geological Monument. What is this? National Geological Monument. Why? Geological Survey of India. Okay, and it is also a biodiversity heritage site. So it is also a National Geological Monument and also the biodiversity heritage site. Who have the authority to designate it as a National Geological Monument? Geological Survey of India. Okay, so what are the range of the fossils that we have found here? They started from the early Jurassic time. Okay, around 180 million old. Okay, and we have also, what does this mean? This means that we are founding the Jurassic times of Jurassic period. We have the prehistoric environment we have found here. What that means? It means it proves that the current arid Thar Desert was once a hot, humid, tropical climate. Okay, featuring a lush forest bordering the ancient Tethys Sea. So what they are saying, if this was the Tethys Sea, here was this region, this was the tropical dense forest region. Okay, and the fossils of these things are actually proving that this area was actually the Thar area, Thar region, which is now is a desert. What are the important fossil discovery? It has the petrified wood. So what we have found the wood, it means they have the tree at the time of prehistoric time. Okay, so contains massive fossilized logs of non-flowering gymnosperm. Okay, so they have the example of gymnosperm, non-flowering plant species, tree species. They are the prototype of Cheer and Deodar. Okay, we also have the marine evidences. Presence of gastropod cells and marine fossils confirm the proximity to a prehistoric sea. See, first is proving that they have the forest. Second, they have the marine evidence. It means they are in the vicinity of prehistoric sea. Then we have the example of fauna. What are the animal species that we have found? We have found the fossils of dinosaur teeth and bones. Both have been found in the region. So this is the example of fossils of dinosaur that we have found. So food in the petrified wood of the gymnosperm, non-flowering kind of sperm, non-flowering kind of gymnosperm, ancestor of modern conifers. This proves that the region was near the tropical climate. Marine evidence shows that the region was near the vicinity of some prehistoric sea, most probably the Tethys Sea. And then we have the fauna example. In the fauna example, we have found the example of bones and the teeth of dinosaur. Okay, so these key fossil discoveries proved that the region was actually near the Tethys Sea. Okay. Now, geological process, the petrification. What is the meaning of petrification? The organic wood matter was gradually replaced by mineral deposits, silica carried by water. And what is the outcome of this process? The internal cellular structure of the wood was perfectly preserved over millions of years while turning into stone. So, what happened when when something turned into a fossil? It actually imprinted in the form of stone with the help of millions of years of processing. This is called as the petrification, and generally they turn into a silica with the series of transformation, chemical and physical. And in this process, the internal cellular structure remain intact, and that's how we got to know that there was a wood, petrified wood. Okay, so this is about the Akal wood fossil park. Now, there was an incident. Many tourists rescued after Gulmarg cable car developed technical snag. Okay, it was also in news. Okay, now SDRF and the NDRF forces actually saved all of them. There was no something bad news happened. But why it was important? We need to know the geography behind the Gulmarg region. Okay, so Gulmarg region is around this is Srinagar, and this is in the western side we have the Gulmarg. Okay, now what is the geography around Gulmarg is? Okay, so we have the Gulmarg resort, we have the Baramulla district. Gulmarg is in the Baramulla district. I have told you in the earlier region. I have taught you in the earlier videos that this is Jammu, this is Srinagar, this is Baramulla. So this is the railway line that India has just opened, direct rail connection. Okay, we have the Pir Panjar range, here we have the Dhauladhar range. Okay, here we have the Jalskar range that we need to remember. Okay, so this is the Pir Panjar, and here we have the Dhauladhar range. Okay, so it's in the Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory. It's in the Pir Panjar range. Okay, and river around is Jhelum. It is not Gulmarg. See, Gulmarg in Jhelum river is not passing through the Gulmarg. Gulmarg is basically small water stream that are coming from the bigger glaciers around, and the big ice capped peaks. They are known as the various name of Nala, and they just drain down and meet with the Jhelum river passing through, but in the southern direction from the Baramulla district. Okay, so Gulmarg is not on the banks of Jhelum river. Remember it. Okay, flowing through the nearby valley Baramulla Gorge. Okay, so we have the small rivers, small water stream, like we have this Ningli Nala. Okay, what are the important mountain peaks? We have the Aparvat peak, or Aparvat peak. This is important that we need to remember. It can be asked. Aparvat peak. Okay. What are the protected area? We have the Gulmarg Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay, so I will tell you where it is, and it is the home to musk deer and Himalayan brown bear. Okay, so let's see where is what is. Okay, so Here we have the Srinagar. Here we have Baramulla. This is Aravat Peak. Here this region. Okay, this is Gulmarg. Okay, here we have Sonmarg. Here we have Amarnath Cave. Okay, this is Pulwama, Shopian, Anantnag. Here we have Pahalgam. Okay, so all these regions, Baramulla, Srinagar, Pahalgam, Pulwama, Shopian, Anantnag. Okay, so all these regions are affected by the cross-border terrorism. Okay, somewhere on the eastern side we will get the Kargil as well. Okay, so all these regions are very near to the. In fact, this Arafat peak is around 1 to 2 kilometers or maybe less from the LOC. Okay, so this is the about the region. Now, Indian fertilizer import will due to the West Asian crisis. Okay, so what is important about this news? Now, this is a very big topic, and I think I will cover it in the second part. Okay, so Indian fertilizer import will due to the West Asian crisis. I will just give you a give you the small framework that I will be teaching you why we need first question first, why we need the fertilizer. Okay, why we need the nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, why we cannot have the raw material to make fertilizer inside India, why we need the requirement of liquid LNG supply to make the ammonia, why we can't have the green ammonia. We do export green ammonia, but we cannot use that green ammonia to make the this urea. Okay, why we don't have the potash and the sulfur, why we are dependent on western or more if I narrow down the region, the Middle East region, why we supply from there only, why we don't have the alternative of supplier, why we are dependent on one particular region only. So these are the regions that I will discuss in detail, and why this West Asian crisis is actually keeping the price of fertilizer above the threshold. Okay, and why even after in the if we go through the news of the last Independence Day, PM Modi announced that we need to reduce the dependency on the import of all the input and as well as the whole fertilizer as well. But we don't have the capability, no, not the capability, but we don't have the raw material actually. And I will discuss this in detail in the next part 2 and other topic as well. So I will upload it maybe in 2 or 3 days time, and till then you remember the topics that I have already told you and keep it on the notebook. I will request you all to make a different notebook for these lecture series, because it is going to be very cumulative and exhaustive kind of series. Okay, you will get 1 or 2 or 3 pages of content in every 5 days, and believe me, if I am saying all the questions will be solved from this series in the next year, and also in the in the mains from this lecture only. You just follow it, don't make the backlog of it, don't try to watch it that okay, I will watch in 2x speed all the 3 videos. No, keep it simple, keep it short and keep it consistent. Okay, thank you.